Okay, so here is why Chelsea Football Club should not sack Frank Lampard, dismiss him from his role as Chelsea manager. Obviously, there has been rumours after that 3-1 defeat against Manchester City at Stamford Bridge last night that Frank Lampard could potentially be losing his job as Chelsea manager. And in this video, as I said, I'm going to be disputing that and basically breaking down the reasons as to why I personally believe Frank Lampard should remain in charge of Chelsea Football Club. But before I do that, I would quickly like to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel if you are new, because we are now looking to hit 1,200 subscribers. And as a matter of fact, we are really close to that now, so if you could subscribe to the channel, that would mean the absolute world to me. It costs you absolutely nothing and makes my days a win-win situation. And yeah, let's get into analysing why I think Frank Lampard should not be sacked as Chelsea manager. First of all, we'll get into the criticism that has been displaced on Frank Lampard in recent weeks, particularly from, of course, Chelsea fans. And firstly, I want to get off the bat because I don't think I've made it clear enough in recent videos. I have no problem whatsoever with you criticising Frank Lampard, and I have no problem with you whatsoever if you do think he's not the right man for this job. But I will just say one thing: do not dare disrespect Frank Lampard, because the amount of stuff he's done for this club, I mean, let's just be honest, he's the best player to ever set foot on the football pitch at Stamford Bridge. He's the best player to ever play for Chelsea Football Club. I've seen people on Twitter, particularly Chelsea fans like they like to call themselves, referring to him as Fat Frank, you know, calling him a fraud, hoping that we actually lose games so they can abuse him. I mean, that's just not right whatsoever. It doesn't sit right with me whatsoever and never will. Everything he's done for this football club, I mean, as I said, he's our top goal scorer of all time. I think he just deserves time simply because of who he is, and maybe that's controversial. Maybe that's, you know, me just romanticising with the fact that Frank Lampard is Chelsea manager and I want him to succeed because he's Frank Lampard. But I just think he really does deserve time to put things right, because of course it's only his third season in management as well, and I just think it would be absolutely crazy to sack him simply because we need to give him time. And one of the main reasons why I think he deserves so much time at Chelsea is because of the fact as well, not only his playing career, but also what he did for us last season, because let's be perfectly honest, he completely overachieved with the squad we had and the situation we were in last season to get us into the top four when everybody else, including rival fans mainly, were saying that we'd finish mid-table, and I saw people saying we'd finish 8th at best, 9th at best. So he massively overachieved us last season, and I don't think anyone will argue about that. Also things as well, like he integrated the young players into the team. I mean, the likes of Mason Mount, Reece James, Tammy Abraham, even Billy Gilmore now, who are, you know, regular first team starters now. I think that definitely shouldn't be going unnoticed. As well, he's built a very strong squad with the likes of Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech, Kai Havertz, Thiago Silva, Edouard Mendy and Ben Chilwell, who are of course our 6 main summer signings. And yes, of course, not all of them have been unbelievable so far. I mean, obviously the likes of Werner and Havertz in particular have been pinpointed as potential flops, but even still, you have to give them time. I mean, that's a lot of new signings, especially all those signings that do walk into our first team. You have to give Frank Lampard time to bed those players in, and not only bed those players in himself, but also those players to actually bed into a new league, a new country, a new way of playing football, a new culture overall, which I think definitely needs to be taken into account in this situation. But yeah, I just feel like as well that even if Frank Lampard does get sacked, which if he does, I'll be absolutely gutted, but even if he does, I think everybody can agree on one thing, and that is whoever comes in after Frank Lampard, if of course he is sacked, he's done absolute wonders in terms of building a very good foundation for the next manager who does potentially come in after Lampard to build on. He's left them a very good youth academy with players that are now, you know, flooded into the first team and are doing very well at this moment in time, and a very strong squad as well as, you know, very good signings like the likes of Havertz and Werner and Ziyech, etc., who can, you know, be very much built on by a future manager if Lampard was to go. And to be honest, there's one main reason, bar the fact of course about who he is, the reason why we wanted Frank Lampard as manager of this football club, and that is because over the last few years we've been accustomed to, at this club, a manager coming in, getting a bit of instant success and then leaving after 2 or 3 years maximum. We as fans wanted a bit of stability at this club, and I think that Frank Lampard is one of the only managers on this planet right now that will be able to achieve that if he of course is given the time. Because let's be honest, whoever we appoint if we sack Frank Lampard, he will be gone by 2023 absolute maximum, whether it's Thomas Tuchel, Max Allegri, even someone like, I don't know, Brendan Rodgers or Ralph Hasenhüttl. Those are some of the names I've seen put out there as a replacement for Frank Lampard. Whoever we get is going to be sacked by 2023, as I said, so that's why I just think stick with Frank Lampard, let him develop this squad that firstly he's built, and let him develop as a manager as well, because of course, as I said earlier on in the video, it's only his 3rd season as a manager of any football club, so I just think it would be absolutely pointless to sack him at this moment in time. And let's not forget as well, I don't think it is fully his fault, because we've seen the similar situation under Antonio Conte, under Maurizio Sarri, and to be honest, I think there's been a bit of a mentality issue at this football club since John Terry left in 2017, because since then we've had a complete lack of leaders. I've already been very vocal about the fact that over the Christmas period we've done very poorly in recent years. I mean, there's a pattern to how our seasons go now. We start off the season a bit indifferently in the first 3 or 4 games, and then between October to December we pick up a run of games where we win a lot of those games, we go towards the top of the table, we're in the title challenge, and then at Christmas it all goes to absolute And then for the end of the season, for the second half of the season, we're really inconsistent. We win some, we lose some, and that is why I think it's not fully Lampard's fault, because this has been a pattern that we've seen as Chelsea fans for a number of years now, since John Terry left in 2017. I mean, you look at the likes of Jordan Henderson at Liverpool, even Vincent Kompany when he used to play for City. Those were players that would, demand no less than 110% at those football clubs, and when they were down and out, they would pick themselves up and say, you know what, lads, this is not acceptable, and they would drive those teams on to victories. We don't really have that player at this moment in time, and as I said, we haven't had that since John Terry did leave a few years ago. Because yes, I will not have a bad word to say about Azpilicueta. I think he's actually a very good leader, but he's not that type of player. Thiago Silva can't even speak English fluently, and even still I don't think he's that type of player either, even though he is a very good centre-back and has been incredible for us since he's joined. But yeah, we just don't have that natural born leader who will drag us over the line in games, and that is, I think, one of the main reasons why this team are doing so poorly and have been doing so poorly over the years as well. But yeah, if we look at the reality at the end of the day, if I'm being perfectly honest, despite everything I've said in defence of Frank Lampard and his position as Chelsea manager, I think his days are very much numbered. I'm personally being honest, I think he's a dead man walking, because our next 3 games are against Fulham, Leicester and Wolves. I feel like if we lose to Fulham, he's definitely gone. He could even be gone before that, if I'm being perfectly honest, the way things are looking in the media. But yeah, even if we beat Fulham, I'd say even if we lose to Leicester and Wolves, he's probably still gone as well. And to be honest, I think it's only a matter of time now before Frank Lampard is out of a job as Chelsea manager, which I'd be absolutely gutted if he's sacked, because personally, as I said in this video, I can't see much changing even if Frank Lampard is sacked. Because we'll probably get someone in like Tuchel or Allegri or those type of managers, as I said, and we'll probably get a bit of instant success. And then once he's sacked, we'll be in the same position once again, and we'll be wondering why we can't get a manager with stability. And that is why I just think it's absolutely ridiculous if we do sack Frank Lampard as manager of this football club. But yeah, that is all the reasons why I think that it would be absolutely stupid to sack Frank Lampard as manager of Chelsea Football Club. If you do disagree with me, which I'm sure a lot of you will do, please make sure to leave it down in the comment section below, because of course I had my opinion. I'm interested to hear your opinions as well on this. And yeah, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like on the video. 15 likes as per usual will be massively appreciated by myself, and also, as I said at the start of the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new, because we are looking to hit 1,200 subscribers as soon as we possibly can. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. See ya.